All right, I hope you're well. So, what is the difference between Bitcoin and XRP? Well, let me start with Bitcoin. It's the OG original crypto. It's around 15 years old. It's always been the leading crypto by market cap. I think most people believe that that will continue pretty much forever. And all other cryptos cannot survive without Bitcoin. It basically underlies the entire crypto market. It was originally intended, and still is, to be a new form of money, and hopefully one day replacing fiat currencies, which are basically all modern currencies are no longer linked to hard assets like gold. It means that they're liable to be abused by central banks, etc. And basically, in the end, anyone who has any wealth, it gets devalued. It's basically only good to be, in that sense, to be in debt. Your debts will be eaten by inflation, but if you have any kind of savings, they will get eaten. So whilst it might be good to have debts being eaten by inflation, it's definitely not good to have any kind of savings. So that is the reason why Bitcoin was invented as a new form of money. It has a fixed supply, and therefore it's not inflationary. In fact, it's the opposite, because although there's a fixed supply, over time it will be lost, kind of like having coins disappear down the back of the sofa. Some of the coins already have been lost. It's quite a significant percentage, and that will continue to happen. It means for everyone else who's still holding it, the value will go up. So that is Bitcoin. One other thing to say about it was originally intended as this new form of money, that people would be using it instead of dollars, like go down the store and you can spend it. However, in a technological sense, it's been quite hard to do that. It's quite hard to have something that is so secure, more secure than gold, like a digital gold, which is what Bitcoin is. It's hard to do that, and at the same time have it be easily spent. It takes a while to confirm a transaction, for example. So what's happened instead is that people are like, well, you know what, we like the fact that it's strong. We're not going to develop it to a kind of compromise where it may not be as strong, but you may be able to spend it more easily for low value transactions. Instead, the rest of the crypto market has evolved, and that's why actually it's good that we're talking about XRP. It has an advantage there. Other cryptos have advantages there, that you can use them for spending small amounts. They have lower fees, lower confirmation times, etc. And leave Bitcoin as it is, as a great store of value, a kind of digital better than gold, and it's fine the way it is. So let me talk now more about XRP. So straight off the bat, I'll just tell you that XRP has very, very low fees. They're depending on the market value at the time, but they typically are around 1 US cent or maybe even less. Now compare that with Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are more like about $3 or $2, depending on when you're trading it, and how many other people are what's happening in the market that can affect fees. So XRP is just way, way lower, which is incredible. And also the confirmation time to get finality of your transaction. I don't know it exactly. I don't know everything about XRP, but what I can tell you is it's nothing like 10, 20, 30 minutes that it is with Bitcoin. And even Ethereum, you're talking, depending on how many confirmations you're waiting, it happens very quickly, but still exchanges and other organizations, large amounts of money, are going to want you to wait, not like 30 minutes like with Bitcoin, but they might want you to wait a few minutes. Now, XRP is completely different. We're talking a matter of seconds, right? Like under 5 seconds or something like that. So XRP has got an incredible transaction speed. The thesis of XRP is actually not what you might think. I've talked about microtransactions. That's actually not why it was invented. It was actually invented to basically replace the cross-border high value transaction system that all the banks and also I guess maybe some big corporations are using. You may have heard of this payment system. It's called SWIFT. This is what banks use when they want to settle trades. You know, you got a couple of traders agree a trade, and then in the back office, the people there working in the custody or settlements department, what they will do is they will make sure that maybe they agreed a trade of stock or something like that. They will make sure that the stock goes one way and that the money goes the other way, and they will use a system called SWIFT for, we're talking like $20 million, $50 million for each trade, which is nothing for them, but for the everyday person that is a huge amount of money. And that is why XRP was created, to help facilitate this. And I guess the idea is to potentially replace SWIFT one day, because when you send a SWIFT payment, I forget what it is, but there is a significant amount of money, of a fee that it costs, and XRP is nothing like that. So XRP was not designed for Joe Average. It was designed for big institutions to use to move regularly, very often, large amounts of money. So that gives you an idea. It came out a few years after Bitcoin, not that long after though. It was like 2012, so only about 3 years after. So it's pretty old, right? It stood the test of time. If you look at the chart for it, it seems to have this weird periodic massive pump, and then it slowly decays. And that can sometimes be the hallmark of not very good altcoins, right? They'll just pump every now and again, and a lot of them will not pump as high as before and eventually fade away to nothing. Now XRP is very interesting because every time it pumps, it seems to pump higher. It's now at third by market cap in all of cryptos, which is pretty incredible if you ask me. And if you also look at the charts in terms of percentage gains, then over a 5-year period, it basically has appreciated the same as Bitcoin, which is around 1,500, maybe just under that percent. If you look at it on the 1-year period, it was lagging behind Bitcoin up until November, when it suddenly pumped at the same time as Bitcoin, but by way more. So Bitcoin is up around it's less than 100%. I think it's about 80% year on year, whereas XRP is about 300. So pretty incredible. But that's only because it pumped though in November. So it's definitely something that is an extremely long-term hold. It's not something that you would want to get out of after like 1 or 2 years. It's something that you need to hold it for 5 to 10 years or longer. It is definitely a long-term hold. Now, let's talk a little bit about the nature of, well, I'm going to call it decentralization. Bitcoin, one of the strongest things about it, why it's called digital gold, is because it's highly decentralized. In fact, I'm not sure if there's any other crypto that is more decentralized than Bitcoin. Ethereum is more centralized. It's still, generally speaking, all of these cryptos are fairly decentralized, right, compared to the traditional finance system. But some are more centralized than others. So one of the arguments about XRP is that it is, for some people, it's more centralized than they would like. So that's just something to say about it. And I'll explain a bit more about that. So there is a company behind XRP. It's called Ripple Labs. In fact, a lot of people used to call XRP, just used to call it Ripple. And the way that it works is any decentralized, well, all crypto by nature is decentralized, and essentially there are a number of different names sometimes for different cryptos, but essentially validators, right, that are used to validate new transactions. And in the case of XRP, well, in the case of Bitcoin, anyone can just grab a computer, better to have a server, grab a computer, install software, and you can essentially become a validator. Well, in Bitcoin, a bit more difficult. You're mining, but you're still playing your part. It's easy in most cryptos to become a validator, but in XRP, you cannot become a validator unless the company Ripple Labs actually select you. So that there already is centralization, right? Another thing is that Ripple Labs hold a very large amount of XRP itself. So there is a maximum supply of about 100 billion XRP tokens, and apparently about half of those are held by Ripple Labs. And what they do is they hold a lot in escrow, and they release them about 1 billion per month, and that kind of thing. My figures may be slightly out, but basically half of it is owned by this company. So that kind of resembles company structure, company owning their own stock, right? It looks more like that than it does the nature of the original thesis of Bitcoin and crypto being decentralized and owned by individuals and not by corporations. So XRP is kind of like, it's run by corporations for corporations. I mean, what that means is it has a lot of real world application. Companies like it. I mean, do you see that as a good thing or a bad thing? It's kind of debatable, right? It's everyone's going to have a different opinion on that. You're going to have the libertarians are going to hate XRP. They're going to say only hold Bitcoin and don't hold anything else. In fact, some extreme libertarians are going to say don't even hold Bitcoin. You should be holding the only anonymous coin out there, which is Monero. You've got different factions say different things. The real kind of pure capitalists are probably going to love XRP precisely because of the structure that it has. So yeah, anyway, I don't want to speak for too long. I hope that's given you a good idea of the differences between Bitcoin and XRP. They are very different. XRP is really up there. It's number 3 right now by market cap. Of course, Bitcoin leads the way by far, but XRP is very important in the economy. It's an American type coin as well. It's got strong links to America. If you believe as well in the whole thing about, America's the leading economy in the world, if you believe in the thesis that it's going to continue that way, or you want it to, or whatever, then XRP also plays into that. So it is a very interesting coin, and yeah, I don't know if someone should definitely hold it. It's like I said, it's a long-term hold. It's not something. I mean, people have said that about Bitcoin as well. It's a long-term hold. But Bitcoin, as crazy as it is, going up and down, as volatile as it is, you'd have to say that XRP is even more volatile. So, be prepared to some more crazy roller coaster ride even than Bitcoin. Anyway, what do you think? Leave a comment, ask a question. If you enjoyed this discussion, please give this a like, subscribe as well, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.